All right, what up, though? Y'all know what y'all listening to. It's another edition of the Coach Mo Show. Got Coach Maurice Sumter in the building right now, sitting back watching some good old NCAA college basketball right now. Coach, what game you watching right now?
I had the Louisville Creighton game on. I just did something stupid with my remote, so I just lost the game. But I'm about to go get it
Oh
back on
yeah, I
gear.
stopped watching that. Like I just finished doing some producing and stuff, so I just cut the TV quote unquote on or whatever. I'm watching Houston play Southern Illinois Edwardsville. I was gonna peep Wisconsin and who's Wisconsin just playing? Wisconsin and Montana, but they just went to the half. So I ain't trying to be watching no halftime stuff right now. I want to get
What
some
channel you
game stuff
watching it
popping
on?
off.
What channel you watching it on?
TBS.
Oh, some TBS. Got you. Yeah, I got a little 3 game setup here. Got my computer, my TV, and my other computer screen. So over here rocking and rolling.
All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so
By the way, I did pick this Creighton win, the 9-8 Creighton win.
oh you did? Okay, okay,
I
nice,
did.
nice.
Now,
I have not done a bracket yet. You know what I'm saying? I kind of been like so busy plugging my own bracket. I forgot to actually like do the bracket or whatever. But we're gonna talk a little bit about, you know what I'm saying, how to maneuver the bracket real quick. Cause I probably would have picked nah, you know what? I probably would have picked Creighton too, because Louisville wasn't all of that in the ACC for real, for real. So I probably would have picked that too if I was like really, really thinking about it, because it's not that far fetched. I wouldn't
yeah,
have said it would have looked like that though, where it was like one point in time they was like down 20. I don't know. That's when I cut it off, like right when they was like down 20 going into the half. Like, oh yeah, this is trash. Let me just do some work real quick.
yeah.
What's that? My
Um,
dude Sampson right there, Coach Sampson.
I don't even know what she looking like. I said I'm on a Creighton game. I'm trying to switch over to the
Yeah, I got the yeah, like I said, I got Houston on, know what I'm saying? The one seed playing the 16 seeds 24-8. So I'll probably jump off of this in a second. Let me see who else is on TV right now. Okay, we talked about Montana, Wisconsin, day and a half. All right, Purdue and High Point. I guess we can do that one because yeah, that Creighton Louisville Jane, yeah, that Jane was dirty work, bro. I jumped off that bandwagon early.
yeah.
Like I ain't had time for that. So look, coach, before we started though, so let me go ahead and pull out an NCAA bracket real quick because you want to um, kind of break down how to. I mean, I guess most people probably already done a bracket, but just in case if you haven't, because everything hasn't went down yet, how to break down the bracket. So let me go ahead and oh, there go Obama bracket right here. Obama be doing these brackets, but I ain't talking about his joint. Let me find my joint real quick. Okay, let me see. So I guess I can't talk about the one seed versus 16 seed, huh? Florida
Nah,
versus
that'd be a
Norfolk
waste of
State.
time. A waste of time this year.
Just want to
Second
give
seed
Norfolk
year.
State a little bit of love and you know, shout out to the
Yeah,
MEAC. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
yeah,
to the city.
yeah. I don't want to say that's a waste of time. I mean,
No,
you
no,
know,
no,
I'm
no, no. It
always.
is. I'm just
I mean, I picked Norfolk.
we
Don't
just
get me
smoothing it
wrong.
over too. We keeping it real, but still just want to talk them up a tad bit. Shout out
No,
Norfolk
so I
State.
picked Norfolk. Like that's, I'm gonna always go with the home team. Whenever Norfolk's in it, maybe Hampton. I'm gonna go with them just because I can't help myself. So I'll take a few L's just to represent home. It happens, and
I mean,
then
but
they
we
might
not,
mess around and
but
win.
we're gonna keep it, but we're gonna keep it real though. We're not gonna take that one. So look, I got one for you because there is a Virginia team that I do support from afar, especially from a national scale. So I have my first round matchup I want to break down, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, this game comes on after Wisconsin and Montana, and it's the VCU BYU matchup. VCU of the Atlantic 10 and BYU of the Big 12, which is crazy to say.
Great matchup. Great matchup to look at. Let me go pull that up real quick because
Yeah.
yeah,
So you have analytics, you have things that, you know, you can use to you know, basically pick a winner. If I'm looking at Obama's bracket, which I am, Obama penciled VCU to beat BYU.
yeah. No, I don't think too many people be surprised by that.
No, I definitely wouldn't be neither. VCU under Coach Shaka Smart used to get out the mud.
Oh yeah, I played against some Shaka Smart team. I played against Anthony Grant, that Anthony Grant team, and that Shaka Smart team.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had met who was the point guard for one of those squads? One of like Rodriguez or something like that.
Rodriguez, yeah.
I
Eric
seen
Maynard
him
was the
at I
point
seen
before
him
that.
I seen him at a party, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it was like right after or like around that time. Like, the hell you doing out here? Like, man, just out here kicking this shit. Like, you know, like damn, I thought you'd be, you know what I'm saying, somewhere, you know what I'm saying, not outside, but hey, homie was outside chilling, you know what I'm saying, living life, you know what I'm saying? It's not all
No,
about
no.
basketball all the time.
Yeah, man. It's basketball players like to have a little fun from time to time. Not too
Yeah.
much.
All right,
Yeah.
so let
All
me
right.
I get all right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into. I know you got a bracket that you, I mean, a matchup that you want to do, but since this game's about to come on TV and it's VCU, you know what I'm saying? How we gonna start looking at this matchup?
All right. Well, first, man, first and foremost, I go from top to bottom. I'm looking at it on the ESPN site, man. I wish I should share my screen with you, right? Let's see. Do I got to turn my camera on and share my screen?
I don't know how that works on Zoom.
All right, I'll do it. Give me 1 second. Let me just get the screens up I want real quickly.
No, because I can because I'm about to follow along with you. I got my tablet next to me, you know what I'm saying? I got the game on deck. Got my the jack in the hand. No Diddy.
Yeah. All right. So boom. So when I first started pulling up, because I ain't, I watch a lot of games. I used to watch even more games, but with my own team, I don't get to watch as many, especially on the men's side. So I try to step the date on the women's stuff. So if I start from top to bottom, what screen are you looking at? Are you on the bracket screen or what screen are you looking at?
I'm about to actually I'm on ESPN.com. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna follow along with you as far as,
So you
trying
got
to look
VCU
up the
BYU
stats
at
you're
the
talking
top.
about.
You got VCU BYU at the top.
I'm still in the process of pulling them up real quick. But no, go ahead. I'm gonna catch up.
I just sent you a request to share the screen. Did it
Oh
come
shit.
up?
Well, hold on. Let's cut the well shit. Shit, you got screen sharing capability. Hold on. I don't know if this stuff is gonna get into the recording, but let's see.
Okay, cool. So let me share. All right. What am I doing? Dang, I just lost the share screen thing. Just in right here.
So look, what I was gonna do, right, just for the sake of what we was doing, I was gonna wear my University of Virginia jersey. Then I thought about it for a second. I was like, people who wear jerseys
Can you see my
when
screen, bro?
yeah, 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 we good, we good, we
Okay.
good. So, hey, cut your camera on too. You might as well, you know what I'm saying, since you got full, you know what I'm saying, visual presentation, you know what I'm saying, this is good YouTube worthy stuff. Um, if you can, because all right, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
little
so
bummed right now, so I won't get into the camera, but we can talk over do the voiceover or whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah. But no, but real quick though.
The cut.
So if you like, so I was gonna wear a University of Virginia jersey, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the men and women ain't in March Madness. So it's kind of like people who wear jerseys at events when their team's not in it, trash or nah.
Um, I don't see why you would, but I mean, I think you can wear. What I realize, you can wear any jersey at any sporting event. I go to NBA games and college games; they got all kind of stuff. But usually with college, nah, you're not really wearing. I mean, March Madness,
No,
you represent your school. Yeah, so I think it's cool because you represent your school either way.
okay, okay.
In or out.
Okay, okay. Because I was just about to say, like, when people go to the Super Bowl and they wear a
Mhm.
jersey and their team's not in it, it's like, bro, it's cool that you're here, but
Yeah,
we don't need you to have your Buffalo Bill shit on. This
yeah.
ain't
Some people
about you
coming to
right
just
now.
represent football, man. They just like the game.
And that's what I was just saying. We just cracking jokes. I should go get my University of Virginia jersey now just to rep for the gang. We had a good Tony Bennett conversation. Go back and listen to that episode. I'm gonna load it up in a minute. So,
Oh yeah.
Coach, man, you got visual presentations. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on the just to let you know, just for you to see real quick. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
was on the site as well. Like I said, I was gearing up to it. But we following you, Coach. Go ahead. What you want to show us
All right, so close matchups. We're gonna talk about close matchups, VCU's, especially because we were gonna rep Virginia all day.
all day?
I got inside beef with VCU. They beat us twice, but I cooked them a little bit. But we neither here nor there. But but with VCU, it's All right, so first I go look at the records: 28-6, 24-9. All right, you would say that's about even. I got a theory on which I went with both sides today, going with 30 win teams. I think winning 30 games is separates you in a lot of ways from a lot of teams. But so VCU being close at 28 and then 24, not too bad, not too different, not too crazy difference in conference. Hold on, BYU and what?
The Big
They just went
12.
to they just went to the big. Oh, the Big 12. Okay, about the same conference. Basketball, same conference. All right. So boom. So I go to it like this. I look at the record. All right, 28-6, no big disparity there. 11-6 seed, no big disparity there. Okay, so now let's just as we go down the list. All right, we got scoring. So just VCU will be what? VCU at the top, leading scores. Cool. 15 points a game versus 16 with they leading score. Top rebound is 7.9. So no big disparity there. And even if I have to, I'll go down the list because the second leading score is gonna matter. Let me go back. I thought he was gonna be leading score for this matchups, but full player stats. Yeah, well, they didn't do that. But whatever the case may be, all right, cool. So look at the first leading score. I used to go look at the second leading score, maybe see what they're at. So if I got two people that average 17 a game, that's 34 points accounted for already. My team averaged 70 something points a game.
Yep.
That means my role players. But then when you got two threats versus one threat, so I got a player that averaged 25 and the next player averaged 12, 7, 6. Now, I only got to stop one player. That plays a factor too, depending on how good that player is, because a star player creates shots. So your defense can be as great as you want it to be. If the star player can get in spaces that you don't account for, now you're creating closeouts, mishaps, but I ain't getting too deep into that. But all right, so then last 5 games. I always value the team that's hot going into the tournament. That's a big deal to me. All right. Stumbling into the tournament is never a good sign because teams get better throughout the year, teams get worse throughout the year. Injuries, things like that. So now looking at their last 5. All right, these are the last 5. I wish I had it on the app because the app shows their best 5 games. But this is their last 5. Okay, last 5, 4-1. Last 5, 4-1. Cool. They ended with a loss. They ended with a big time win against George Mason. Shout out to Tony Skinn, head coach at George Mason. Used to rock with that guy back in the day, man, playing ball in the DMV area. But all right, so boom, not a whole lot there. All right, competition wise, yeah, they probably went against tougher competition. But let's just look at the overall schedule. Out of 6 losses, let's see their power wins. Let's
And we
see.
looking at VC. We looking at VCU, right?
Yeah, this is VCU.
Okay.
All right, Dayton's a pretty quality win. So this is their conference schedule. So this is normal conference schedule right here. They beat Boston College early. Usually it's gonna tell us here. Lost to Seton Hall, was a good team.
Oh, this is why you were saying that stuff. Okay, got you, got you. Well, since you brought it up real quick, you know what I'm saying? And it's just in the flow of conversation since, you know what I'm saying, we see November 29th. What happened, man?
Oh, that was our boys. But I don't know.
You know what? I'm
Just
bugging. I'm so bugging. I'm so bugging. I be forgetting. But keep
yeah,
going. My
yeah,
bad.
that was our boys. No, it's all good. I mean, it's one of them games, man. D1, D2 matchup. Just differences. It usually gets the gap is widening around player 4 through 9. 4 through 9 is where the gap comes in. 1 through 3 are probably somewhat similar to the same level. One and 2 maybe. Unless you got an NBA guy, then it's going to be 1A, 1B, and then the other team. But neither here nor there. So win at Colorado State, New Mexico, um, St. Louis, typically a good program. Not sure they record this year.
They split with
Well,
them, it looks like. So that's, you know what I'm saying, a wash.
yeah, exactly. St. Louis, but that means a quality matchup. Uh, George Mason, they beat George Mason early in the year, then beat them to win the championship. So quality conference, quality schedule. Dayton's always a tough matchup. Actually, though, when I played against VCU, the Dayton coach now, I can't think of his name. Great
Was it
dude,
was it
man.
Gregory?
No, Anthony Grant. No, not Anthony Grant. Oh man, I gotta find his name. I gotta find his name. Hold on, I can't go no further if I find his name because he does really, really, really good things in the industry.
Well, shit. Well,
Um,
while you doing that, I was just looking at BYU's schedule, and you was looking at the quality wins
mhm.
that they have. I guess we're just talking about their rank wins.
It is Anthony
The
Grant.
the
Got you.
one the one non-conference, well, yeah, the one non-conference game that they played that was ranked was Mississippi, and they lost that in overtime. lost to Houston, lost to Arizona. Both of them was ranked. Then they beat Kansas, Arizona. Then, by what you were saying earlier, do you come into the tournament on a hot streak? I mean, they lost the last game, which I guess was the conference
Yeah,
championship, but they
conference
had won
championship.
like nine straight leading up to it.
Yeah, exactly. So that I would consider that hot coming into the tournament. You beat Kansas State, can't you beat Kansas, who's in the tournament. Arizona, who was in the who they I think who Houston had to beat to get to the championship, who was I think the number one seed in that conference or number two. Beat Iowa State. You beat a Utah, who's a quality program. Iowa State again, and then lost to Houston. I mean, in the smoker, they got smoked by 20. But let me see the first game they played each other. Then they lost by 20 again. So that's an interesting stat to hold on to right there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You lost, beat them by 20 twice in conference game, but they played in the conference championship. So was that the conference championship?
That last one
Probably.
of the season,
Nah, that
or the
wasn't the
last one
conference
on the
championship.
schedule.
So they lost in the semifinals. Yeah, on the 14th
Okay.
Friday would it be semifinals? Probably Saturday or Sunday championship. So either the quarter or the semifinals. Nevertheless,
Okay.
so now we got a team that won the championship and a team that lost in the quarterfinals. That's a that's a thing. That's a high. That's a energy that you take into the tournament. All
Yep.
right. So let me go back a little bit. All right, cool. So now, as far as quality wins and quality opponents, I'd have to go with BYU on that note. All right. They do have they're in a higher level conference. They played against more ranked teams, more high level teams, more teams in the tournament.
Yep.
All right. So let's see here. So now I want to go to the numbers. I need to go to the team stats. Let's see. Preview. Let me see. See, this don't have it like it has on the app. I wish it was like that. But all right, so let me go to VCU team stats first. All right, and why I'm going to team stats is because this will tell me about what the team does on a consistent basis. All right, so 77 points a game.
Yeah, like even on the app,
Who
it's
sent
like
me
a
this?
more or less like roundish, quote unquote, about
Yeah,
way.
direct
But
matchup. Why does it send me teams? It says team full team stats and then send me like everybody in the country stats.
yeah,
Uh,
I had to like when I was doing it on the phone, I had to like backtrack real quick and like enter that joint through another way. Now I'm
and
in the joint.
this is a basketball geek's way of picking people, by the way. So I don't think everybody expects to go through this
Like
much
for real,
detail.
like I ain't gonna cap, but I be using basketball reference, yo.
Yeah, no, I don't like basketball reference because it's a lot of scramble. It's scrambled a little bit for me, man. Like because I'm so involved with the finding stats every day. I know the quick way to get to the exact stat that I want.
Yeah, like when I have to remember history and all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Be like, shoot, that basketball reference I had what you need, no cap.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, I definitely use it for that reason.
no, like VCU, like I said, like I tell people all the time, like VCU is a and the Atlantic 10 in general is a very, very like quality style
Hmm.
conference. You know what I mean? It's like the people that could have went to like a Kentucky and all of that stuff, but just like one little quirky thing might have, maybe it was grades, maybe it was a off the field type or off the court type situation or whatever. It's just something real minor, or maybe the person just didn't want to freaking travel far. So the Atlantic 10 has a lot of good quality individuals or whatever, you know what I mean, throughout their
Hmm.
whole conference. So I'm never surprised when a VCU or shoot in recent history. Remember VCU, George Mason going to the Final Four.
Hmm.
So it's definitely a good quality. I mean, University of Dayton. I'm not. I don't think they were. I think the COVID year they could have been a number one seed. I remember that for sure because COVID messed up college basketball during that season and leading up to after the conference tournaments, Dayton was projected to be a number one seed. So again, just to basically say the Atlantic 10 is a dope conference. So you got your stats
Yeah.
up real quick, coach. So what we looking at?
All right. So now let's look. We're looking at stats. All right. So they average 78 points a game. All right. Versus the opponent 62. That's this right here. 78 points a game. All right. So then we got 3-point percentage. It's 34%. They hit nine threes a game. All right. So let's see here. Rebounds per game, 38 rebounds per game, 15 assists, 11 turnovers. Okay. 8 steals, which could come into play when we talk about defense. All right, and 5 blocks, which is pretty good, right? It's pretty good stat line for as a team, percentage wise and what you need from your players. All right. So that's VCU. All right, and Utah. Boston selling their franchise. I didn't know that. Saw somebody talking about it earlier.
Yeah, they about to sell that joint for like 6.1
Six billion
M's, which is
bees.
which is fucking insane.
Yeah, ain't no M's in there. Those is bees, brother.
I mean, that's what I meant to say. My bad, bro. Beat like, no, I'm saying 6.1 billion. Like, damn, bro. You
Yeah, man.
know what I'm saying? That's freaking a lot of bread to say the least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So look, we did scheduling already. So now we're doing actual into the team individually. All right, 78 points to 75 points per game. Okay, that can mean something. Okay, they allow 72 points a game. They only allow 62. That's speaking to the defense right there. All right, that's speaking to. I mean, it's speaking to conference level because they probably got more talent in their conference that they would score more points, but still 62 is a good number to hold a team to a Division 1 at the Division 1 level. And their margin of victory is 15, so that means they dominated their conference. All right, 45. Dang, that's that all up. 45 of percentage field goal, 44 about the same, 34 from three, 33 for three. That's going to balance out. They hit 9 a game. They hit 8 a game. All right, so that's probably going to watch, and that's going to probably be a determining factor. So let's say VCU comes out and hit 12 threes versus 9, and Utah comes out and hit 5 threes instead of 8. That'll matter. That'll be big, important to the game. So, everything remaining steady. All right, rebounds per game, 38 to 40. That's a big deal. Bigger conference, bigger bigs in this conference, and they still have more rebounds than them per game. 15 assists, 17 assists. Both teams move the ball. You get 15 assists. How many field goals per game? Made field goals per game. I can't see that right here. But that's gonna matter towards made field goals per game, turnovers 12, 11. So it's a pretty like the seeding and the ranking says it all. It's a pretty even matchup, right? It's a pretty even matchup across the board. So how do we decide like who's who was what? All right, we go scheduling. So now when we break it down, we go scheduling, we go record, we go conference. They got 4 more wins. Then 4 more wins in a slightly strong conference. So it's pretty even of a team. So at this point, you're kind of going with your heart. Like it's no way to really divide on which team outside because they both finish hot. If one didn't finish hot over the other, I would pick the team that finished hot. If maybe if VCU didn't win the conference and went out in the quarterfinals, and BYU won the conference, I'd probably go with BYU. So those are the ins and outs. But since both teams are same hot, they leading scorers kind of run the show, but not too much running the show to where if you take them out, the team is crippled. At 15-16, if you take a 15-16 point score down to 12 or 10, it's not killing your team. But if you take a 25 point score down to 15, it kills your team because those are 10 points that somebody else has to account for. And that's still shots that he's shooting. Those are still possessions you are not getting because
Okay.
he's shooting these shots and missing them. So making shots allows you to set up your defense. Those little inside factors like that also matter. The shot maker usually creates plays for other people. Look, the leading scorer for VCU is the leading assist guy. So now, if he's not hitting shots, the assists aren't going to be as frequent.
Okay.
So
Okay. Cause
that's it.
I was just like peeping like one thing with VCU.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're actually a very, very good like defensive team. Like they allow
Yeah,
like the fewest points like in
68
their
points a game is crazy.
yeah. That's very crazy. I think they still might implement, you know what I'm saying, the I forget what they call the full court press joint.
Havoc.
Yeah, the havoc. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still implement that, but that's something that's like super crazy. But I know you said that it's like a pick 'em type situation.
Mm-hmm.
So would really the determining factor it would have to be the point differential because I know with VCU, like I'm looking at it, they're like plus like 14, basically plus 15 points, like you said. You know what I'm saying? They're about plus
Exactly.
15. But again, against a more difficult type opponent, it might not be that way. So really, would really that be the numbers that you would have to basically focus on to determine it if since everything is even
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
differential.
And that's what it would be. That 15 point differential does matter, man. And like I say, but you look at VCU, they had quality wins against what, an ACC team.
Let me see.
So
Let me see. Go there and go by their
look
schedule.
at the full team schedule. They can see me. Okay, got me. So they beat the ACC team in Miami, who was solid. Boston College,
Yep.
still not the best team, but ACC team nonetheless. Colorado State, who I think is in the Big 12
Nah,
with
Colorado
Utah.
State still one of those small colleges. They get to go to the Big 12 next year or maybe in 2 years.
Got you. Got you. Okay, lost to New Mexico. What did I wanted to New Mexico play Utah? Because that conference, that Western Conference, West Coast Conference realignment messed me up, man. I don't know what they got going on out there.
Yeah, man, it's it's,
I don't
it's
know who's in
dirty.
the
It's
Big
dirt. It's
Ten. I
real
don't know
dirty
who's
work
in
over
the
there.
yeah.
No, but it goes back to what I'll always be saying, man. It's like the Atlantic 10 is, is a solid conference. That's why, like, I think they have what they got 2 to 3 teams in there, which is a lot for a mid major. I think they got them. I think George Mason's in it, and Rhode Island's in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm saying so they got like three. Like, shoot, the ACC barely got the amount of teams that they got in it. I think this is like one of the years that they had the lowest amount of people or
Yeah.
teams.
So think about this. So since we started in January, they took a loss New Year's Eve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 2. 18 and 2 since the new year. That's hot. You figured something out.
Yeah,
Like something clicked to where you got one loss by 3. And then this other loss was a road St. Louis game. Game road in St. Louis, you lost by 9. Those are your 2 losses this entire year since the new year started. So that's hot. So they're feeling really, 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 really good coming into this.
so I
And
get. All
so
right, so I guess another thing we could do because we won't have too many more minutes left. I guess
mm,
since you said that they're equal, then wouldn't you have to kind of like dig into their opponents real quick? Like for example, all right, so if we're looking at a game, let's just say for the sakes of shakes and giggles, we looking at the Baylor win, the overtime. We looking at BYU, right? Okay, yeah,
yeah, this
BYU.
BYU, yep.
So we looking at Baylor 93-89 in overtime. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
cool that they won, but was it one of those things where you fucked up and allowed Baylor, you know what I'm saying, to get into the overtime?
Nah, you
Or
can't look
was
at it
y'all
like that
down that
because
bad? Y'all had to fight for like, like how did that game like specifically go type stuff?
you can't comb that too much because it's a conference game in January. Like it's everybody's good. I mean, all the teams that are worthy are in their bag now. Usually around January, teams start to figure it out. The young people start to understand the concepts, learn the plays in a big way. And now I can't hold that against them. I can't hold that too much against them. Like it wouldn't make a decision for me. Let me say that. That game wouldn't make a decision. But
so
if they had a common opponent, then I could really, really dig into it even more, which if we get into
yeah,
that.
that's why I was just looking up real quick just to see like did BYU in the regular season play like a team sort of like a Virginia a VCU
So they played Providence, who's in the
Big
Providence in
East.
Atlantic 10.
No, they in the Big East, I think.
Oh yeah, the
Still.
Big East. Okay, this is a style, similar style, not specifically, but similar East Coast versus West Coast style of player, and you know what I mean.
No,
Certain
no, I
different
got you.
toughness and way of going about things. So that's something to look at. The Providence game, they lost to Providence, they lost to Ole Miss in the SEC in overtime. So now you look at it again. So and you talking about that Baylor's in the tournament too. Yeah, Baylor and Ole Miss are in the tournament. I mean Baylor and what did you say? Ole Miss. Yeah, Baylor and Ole Miss in the tournament. Baylor's a 9 seed. And
So then also too, the way that
oh, Mr.
you,
Six.
cause there's something that you didn't talk about, which we might have to like restart real quick, cause you brought up the good wins, but
Hmm.
you didn't really speak about the losses. Why didn't you really speak about the losses, like analyzing somebody's losses?
Because I mean, especially this time of year, December, they're a different team in December than they are now in February, right?
Okay,
That's why I said top of the year. So let's look at their losses. Cincinnati. Let me see what Cincinnati did this year. Cincinnati, what was their record?
18 and 15, 12 in the Big 12.
Okay, that's a bad. I would consider that a bad loss.
Okay,
I would consider that a bad loss. You know, they're at the bottom of the conference, 7-13 in the conference, 18-12 overall. Yeah, that's a bad loss.
okay.
So Cincinnati's a bad loss. Um,
And you said since the beginning of the year, right?
yeah, let me see Providence. But still, like I say, that was early, right? Who was that?
Yeah.
No, that was later.
No,
Yeah, that was
Providence
later.
was
And they lost by
you
18.
know around that time when you played them non-conference games. 12
So
and
they lost.
28th in the Big East.
Yeah, so they lost to a bottom Big East team. But that was like once again early in the season. Player
Yep.
might have been hurt, somebody out. Just like I said, you can dig a whole other layer. Hurt, injured players, players suspended,
But what about that?
on
What
the
about that
road.
Utah right there? Because I think that Utah might have been a better analogy in me instead of me saying Baylor. A
Utah.
1 point loss in overtime. What was Utah talking about?
Let's see.
11 and 6.
Yeah, 8-12, bottom of the near the bottom of the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a tough loss, but that you got to think that's rivalry too. Utah BYU, you're talking rivalry game
Oh, that is right.
and
BYU
overtime.
is in freaking Utah. That's
You
crazy.
so you know what I'm saying. So those are more factors. Rivalry game on the road. Yeah,
1 point loss. Okay. Okay. You can chalk. Okay. I can see you saying you can respectively chalk that.
yeah. Arizona quality win. They were hot for a minute. Until they end up losing later on, but they were hot. They were predicted to win or compete for the conference championship. Cincinnati, like I said, that's a tough loss. I think that's one you can get back. But I think at this time of year, you might need a loss, man. Right around January, February, right around here, you need a loss. And I hate to say it like that because you don't feel like you ever want to lose. But and what probably happened is I'm looking at it. So this is what you understand in coaching too. They lost the same game twice. So they lost this Arizona game. This is two losses because you go to Arizona high and ready to play against Arizona at the crib, and you lose by 11. Opportunity. You miss that opportunity. You still living off that loss right here. And when you go to Cincinnati on the road, and look at
Okay.
this: three games out of four on the road in that stretch.
Got you. Got you.
So you go all the way from BYU to Florida on Saturday. You fly home Saturday night, Sunday. You got practice Monday. You got Arizona at the crib Tuesday.
Hey, well, coach, this thing's about to cut off real quick, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna have to like restart the joint real quick, but
All
we
right.
definitely gonna keep this session on deck, you know what I'm saying? Putting cats on game on how to pick these winners and hopefully y'all pick some winners and get y'all pool going in these brackets.
Yes, sir.
All right, well shoot, coach. We're gonna get up again on the Coach Mo show.
I bet. We got to
Easy.
do the women.